Hello and welcome to a Monday at the Owatonna Today Show. Yes, it is Monday. They do come around fast. It is the 23rd of September, and we're in store for a beautiful week, by the way it sounds. We're so glad to have you along on the Owatonna Today Show. My name is Betty Johnson, and we know a lot of you are catching us out there on Charter Channel 8, and we thank you for that because we can be seen 6 days a week off and on throughout the day. Also, we're on YouTube, blip.tv, as well as Facebook. And if you like us on Facebook, then you'll receive notification from Leanne as to when she's uploaded each program. And we also want to say congratulations to Frank Stedlick, I guess I should say, yes, Stedlick. Want to get that right. Sorry, Frank, if I butchered it. He is this week's winner of the Renaissance Festival tickets, which he did sign up for on Facebook. This is the last week of the festival, so we hope you enjoy it. And we also want to remind you that if you have an idea for a program or a topic, even though Leanne does a bang-up job, we welcome any suggestions you may have. You can give her a call at 390-5751 or email us at owatonnatodayshow@charter.net. Good show in store for you today. We have with us the mayor, Tom Kuntz. He's going to be here to talk about several different topics. And then Bonnie and Mary from the library are here telling us about programs and upcoming new things happening at the Owatonna Public Library. And we're going to talk about all that right on the other side of the break, so don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back. Our first guest today is the mayor, Tom Kuntz.
Betty,
thanks for coming in, Tom.
It's always a pleasure to be on.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, there's lots of things going on, isn't there, we need to cover?
Owatonna is a great city, and there's always a lot of great things going on in Owatonna.
But there's something other than the city, though, we need to talk about that people are always asking, isn't it? Highway 14.
And Highway 14 is the topic. I got to give Congressman Waltz credit. He has been the one that is trying to push getting Highway 14 on the 20-year plan. We met with Congressman Waltz and the commissioner over in his office. We met with the commissioner over in Rochester. And what I encourage all of our citizens to do is to either contact the governor or contact the MnDOT commissioner and encourage them to make sure that Highway 14 is on the 20-year plan. And what they are telling us, Highway 14 does not show up on the 20-year plan because they can only put plans that have funding behind them on the 20-year plan.
I thought that was done a few years ago with Connie Ruth.
But that was only the sections that have got completed.
Oh, okay.
And so we still have the section from New Ulm to Mankato, and we still have the section from Owatonna to Dodge Center that do not show up in the 20-year plan. And the problem that we have with that is if Congressman Waltz is trying to get any federal funding, he can't support it out in Washington, D.C., because the state doesn't support it and doesn't put it on the 20-year plan. So it really gets to be a problem. One of the things that we were trying to get this year was the Tiger Grant, which would have done a short section of Highway 14 from Owatonna to where the railroad tracks are going east. And the Tiger Grant went to Duluth and went to MnDOT. We weren't successful in getting that, and one of the reasons we feel that we weren't successful was because it didn't show up in the 20-year plan. So we need to encourage all of our citizens to contact their legislature and mainly the governor and say Highway 14 has to go on the 20-year plan.
And how do we, get ahead of it?
Either
Because
email.
everybody in every area thinks their road should come first, I'm
Exactly,
sure.
and that's the problem. The commissioner, to his credit, is going around the state and promoting the highway issues that are out there and trying to find more dollars. I think that when they go back to the legislative section this past year, we tried to get a nickel increase on tax dollars and stuff for highways, but the governor didn't support that. So the commissioner is going around and trying to do a better job of educating the public on all roads in Minnesota that need an upgrading. And it's the maintenance that's taken as much money as almost more than what it does to get new ones built. So
It's a big expanse.
Big expanse, big
so you
expanse,
think
so.
it would have some priority there.
Owatonna.
Yes.
Owatonna is just a great community, and one of the good things is when you sit at council meetings and you see people from out of town and out of state come in and say they want to get their liquor license or they want to start a new business, I really got to give them credit for coming to Owatonna, taking a look at it and saying, hey, it's a great community, let's start a business there. So, we've got Fairway Foods that's really taken shape now. You get all the parking lot.
It is.
And that was such a great project that the county and the church and the city and everybody really got behind. And
When
now
is that due to open again? What's it supposed to be coming up?
the last time I talked to them, they were behind because of the spring construction and everything. And I think that they're hoping they'll come close to the Christmas season.
Okay, all right.
And so you really see the parking lot taking place in St. Mary's and Fairway Food. They've
Their
got
sign is
tons
up.
of parking now.
Their sign
The
is up,
sign's
I
up,
noticed.
so that's good. And everybody you talk to that's gone to a Fairway says the meat counter is just exceptional. So.
Good. So you drive down Oak, you see the Fairway sign, and you get a little farther past Quick
And
Trip,
then
and there's more
now
construction.
you've seen that little area being cleaned up. So there's a new building going up there, and one of the tenants will be Little Caesar's Pizza that are going in there, and they're still looking for another tenant.
So is it like a dual building, or is it like a strip mall? Or?
There'll be two buildings put up.
Okay.
The one's going up right now that will host Little Caesar's and then have enough space for an office complex for somebody. And they're looking for tenants for the second building. Once they have tenants secured, they'll put a second building up. But what they've done is straighten out street a little bit, so you can now come at a curve, so you can be parallel to what's going on. So they've really made that project really look nice and made some great improvements in that area.
Okay, I have to ask you, School Street, when is that going to be finished? It's kind of a hassle, but it did need to be, and I see they're going down really deep.
They had to change the sanitary sewer and storm sewer in that area from that collapse that took place back on down by Oak Street. So there was a collapse there, and also they had some damage in School Street area. So they had to really dig down deep. They widened the street a little bit like that. So I don't think it'll be that much longer. I see they got some hard surface back, not hard surface, but it looks like it's going along well. I really got to give Kyle and his engineering staff credit because there was a lot of streets that got done in Owatonna, and they got them done in relatively quick speed this year.
But not all that was planned for, though, was it? I mean, when you have something that collapses.
Yeah, when that one collapsed, you had to do that one. That
Yeah.
wasn't on the plan, so that one had to be taken care of. So now you've got Walzer Chevrolet. Walzer's building is coming along good. We just did an agreement with them and the Airport Commission to give them a little bit more of the airport property on a lease type situation so they can expand their parking lot, which is very, very good. So hopefully they'll be open sometime around the holiday season too. So you just look at what's going on. Fernbrook is going to be breaking ground, and that's going to be part of the process that takes care of Pillsbury. Up in the east side of Pillsbury campus, right where the soccer and football field is now, you'll see Fernbrook run in. Fernbrook is a local company.
In case somebody isn't familiar with Fernbrook, what they're going to be doing.
And some mental health facility.
That's a
and
great idea.
they will be taking part of that. And their building will be looking exactly like the Pillsbury campus. So Pillsbury itself is on the historic register, so you got to do some things to match
You want to keep
that.
that charm there.
You want to keep that charm there?
Definitely.
And the prospective new owners of the campus is working very, very hard with the charter school. They had a meeting with the charter school, and the charter school has picked Owatonna as one of their locations, and so they're trying to work out the details with that. And there's also some discussions going on with an international language school that may take place there. So there's some good things going on in Pillsbury. I think, at the Big Ten restaurant, we've always, and no matter where I go talk, everybody always wants to have an Italian restaurant in town. And so the Big Ten will now turn into an Italian restaurant. Hopefully they will be open the end of this month, middle of next month. And I'm not going to, Alaminos is the name of the place.
Elminos?
And it is, he's got one area up in the cities, and he was a chef that was trained at Buca's. And so we will have some great Italian food coming to
So it's
Owatonna.
going to be like set up like Buca's family style thing?
It won't be family style. It's a menu. It's more like Red Lobster and that type of stuff.
But it's not a national chain.
Not a
though,
national chain, so
and
it's
that's
a
kinda good,
homegrown stuff. And we also had the liquor license issued to the old Plaza Marina. There's a family that is out of Wisconsin that's going to come up and open that, and it will be truly a Mexican-style type restaurant.
Good. So we
that
have
one's
another one
gonna-
on our side of town, Tom.
We got one on that side of town, which is fantastic.
I had to see that go.
And if you drive by Aldi's says they're going to open up in the end of October, so that one's coming along good. So we just have a lot of
booming,
great things
isn't it?
going on in
Yeah.
Owatonna.
So how, now do we have enough time to talk a little bit about the budget?
Let's talk a little bit about budget. The City Council a couple sessions ago approved a zero levy increase, which is great for our citizens. But what that really means is that staff and department heads and everything have done a great job of controlling their budgets. When you look at what's being proposed for 2014, it's not any greater than what we spent in 2009. So staff has done an excellent job of controlling the money. And what has helped a little bit this year is we got about $370,000 out of the state this year for local government aid, an increase for that. So with that local government aid and everything, we were able to keep that levy at zero, which is really, really good for our departments.
But you can't count on
Yep.
that every year, can you?
One thing, we're getting close on time. One thing I want to mention is the franchise agreement between Charter Communication and the city. The city has allowed that agreement to terminate.
Yes.
Charter has a hard time trying to meet some of the demands. We continue to hear from our customers that they want lower cost, better service. They want to make sure they have a local number to contact. So we are continuing to work with Charter to resolve those issues. But we have now got the door open to start looking elsewhere and bring in some competition. So we are in communication with Jaguar right now, and we will look and see if we can set up some franchise agreements with other companies in our community.
Good. Well, Tom, I wish we had more time, but please come back. And
Be
keep us
happy to do
informed.
that. Yep, very good.
We're going to take this quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about all the latest happenings going on at the Owatonna Public Library. So please stay with us.
Hi, this is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance, and we are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Coda Living Community and Park Place Senior Living are Owatonna's premier living communities for seniors. Coda Living Community, located on the Owatonna Hospital and Mayo Clinic campus, provides short-term, long-term, and rehabilitative care. It features private and semi-private rooms, ceiling lifts, and spa. Coda Living Community continues the tradition of providing quality care to area residents. Park Place Senior Living is expanding into the Cedarview Care Center to offer enhanced assisted living. For more information, please call 507-446-4946.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
We are back. Thank you for staying with us. We're now going to be talking about the Owatonna Public Library with Mary and Bonnie. Thank you for stopping by, ladies.
Thank you
there's always so many things going on at the library, isn't there?
There is.
It keeps you busy.
It does.
So, Bonnie, you said you have something coming up in October.
Right. 2 weeks from today, October 7th, we're having Chad Lewis come. He was here about 5-6 years ago talking about ghosts and paranormal and things like that. And we had a wonderful crowd. He was very interesting. He studied Wisconsin and Minnesota and has books about it and everything. Well, he now has branched out, and in 2 weeks he's going to be speaking about gangsters in Minnesota. He's put together the Minnesota Guide to Gangster Hotspots.
How does that relate to ghosts? How do you go from ghosts to
I'm not
gangsters in
sure.
Minnesota?
Apparently, he was in Wisconsin and did a stop off at Little Bohemia, which was Dillinger's kind of getaway
I heard there's some
area.
connection from Chicago. to
And from
Minneapolis.
there, it just grew in his mind, and so he started exploring where all these Capone and Dillinger and everybody went. And now he's finding more. And of course, St. Paul has been doing tours for years about all of their areas. So we just thought it sounded really fun and interesting and something a little bit different.
Now, there wouldn't be anybody in Owatonna, was there?
Well, I think he'll tell us that night.
So I was wondering if they branched out in greater Minnesota instead of staying,
Well, I mean, obviously,
cities.
Little Bohemia is not the big spot in Wisconsin, but from Chicago, it was the getaway area, and so I'm sure there's little places and pockets all over.
Because that's different from when they had the Prohibition era. Then I think everybody kind of dabbled. But gangsters is a little different.
He's trying to even restore and preserve historic buildings that are riddled with bullets and gunshots from all these gangster days, and
that sounds intriguing.
Finding new reasons to save places too.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that people went to fix those bullet holes.
Well, I'm sure some have gone by that way, but he's also inviting people to bring in their stories if they have any in the family or whatever that maybe they were involved in. You
never know. Someone might have some skeletons way back there.
You think of how Northfield has their defeat of Jesse James days, and that's being perpetuated from the 1800s, so why not the gangsters from the 1920s and 30s? So.
And this is going to be what day again?
Monday, October 7th at 7 o'clock, and it's free to all and no registration, and just come on in and
see what it's all
And I'm sure
about.
it's suitable for all ages. It's not just an adult show, and it will be visual as well. So.
Oh, so he's going to have. Oh, yeah. You want to see pictures.
It always makes it more fun to see the backgrounds and the pictures that he's talking about.
And he's going to have his book there, I imagine.
Yes.
Too, he can sign and purchase.
Right.
As well, too. So now, did he contact you, or you heard about it, or how did?
Kind of a combination. We're on his email list from being here, like I said, 5-6 years ago, and we were just looking for something different for the fall and fun. And Mary Kay said, "Go for it," so I did. And so we're just hoping everybody comes out and enjoys the evening.
Like a fun time, yeah. Because you have so many wonderful programs for kids in that too, and it's nice to have some adult things like that too. So, okay, now Mary.
Yes.
High tech is the word at the library, isn't it?
We've been pretty high tech for quite a while, but
it's expanding to keep. Well, you got to keep up. And
yes, we definitely do. We've got some new databases at the library that we think our patrons will really enjoy. In addition to the ever-popular ebooks and e-audio, which is spoken word, downloadable spoken word, we have something new called IndieFlix. And this
IndieFlix.
IndieFlix. And this is a database where you can download independent films from over 50 countries, and there are some short films, both live action and animated, documentaries, feature films. And this should be a really, it's a fun database I've experimented with myself. And
are there a lot of patrons who are into foreign movies? And
there are. We have quite a few in our collection, and we show 2 films every month that are usually from another country, world films at the library we call it, and we do get a pretty good crowd, and we would like to encourage more people to come, of course.
So who selects the movies? Do you yourself preview them and choose which ones you think might work?
Not for this database. It's a database that we purchase. It's a service, but there are some wonderful films, and they're all winners of film festivals like at Sundance, Cannes, Tribeca, a lot of different film festivals around the world. And you can choose by genre. So you can choose by language, by country. So it's a really neat database.
That's going to be kind of helpful probably for, a lot of the ethnic people we have in Owatonna.
Right. And another nice thing about it, too, is that you can download them to any tablet or a smartphone. You can also download with Roku. So it's a streaming.
I'm not familiar with Roku. Like I said, I'm kind of technically challenged. What is Roku?
Well, it's a streaming device so that you can download them to your TV. And you could do that with Xbox as well. So it's a very versatile versatile program.
It's amazing what you can put on your TV and download.
Yeah. One thing I do want to suggest is that because these are international films, they have different norms than they do in the United States.
I mean, different rating systems, right?
Exactly, exactly. So even though there are a lot of animated films, they may not all be appropriate for children. So you can download by genre, so you can choose films for children.
Or at least preview them yourself, too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you're all, you're going to get some kids that are really tech savvy at a very young age.
Yeah. And
so
this isn't really a children's program; it's for adults.
Probably best
but there will be some fun things on there for kids too. But you just have to kind of look for them. And we also have another new database. Well, maybe it's not new to a lot of our patrons, but it's called Zinio, and that's the magazine database.
It's Zinio?
Zinio.
Zinio.
So you can download magazines onto your tablet or iPhone as well as books. And we have
books, why not magazines?
Yep, we have up to 300 titles in our Zinio program. And the nice thing about it is that there's no digital rights management, which is DRM, which a lot of people are a little concerned about. Once you download it, it's yours to keep. You don't have to give it back, and it doesn't expire. So you can have as many magazines on your device as you like.
And doing it from the library, is there a charge?
Nope, there's no fee.
I'm sure you could probably do that from the company. You can probably go to Time Warner and get all that, but then there's a charge. And you can get books from Amazon.com, but there's a charge.
Yeah, you can subscribe to any of these services, but going through the library
and you don't have to be on a waiting list.
No,
that's one nice thing. I like the book, but you have to be on a waiting list for a popular book.
You can be on a waiting list for Overdrive ebooks because they're a little more. The digital rights management is a little more of an issue with that. But with Zinio, the magazine database, and the Freegal, which is our music database, so, music downloads, and the other IndieFlix one that we have, there's no waiting. So if you want something, you can get it immediately.
Now, with all the downloading going on for the services from the public library, your traffic, how is that? Has that decreased coming in?
We haven't noticed any decrease in traffic because of this.
I have to say that does surprise me, because if you can get everything, right there to push of a button instead of, going out and down there.
What we've noticed is we're issuing or renewing library cards that haven't been used for years, because they're using the technical or the other devices and formats now. So that's what behooves us to offer them in more ways, and
they do need a valid, up-to-date library card to be able to get into these databases. And also our branch library in Blooming Prairie can access all of these databases as well.
That is just, so you guys are still kept pretty busy, aren't you?
And we do have one more new database that I'll just mention briefly, and that we've had Mango for a long time, and that's our language database. A lot of people have heard of Rosetta Stone, but they've stopped selling to libraries, so we went to Mango, which is a great library database, and they also have a section for children. So we purchased that just recently. It's called Little Pim, and it's specifically for kids to learn a language. There's up to, I believe, 10 or 12 languages on there, including English, and it's got a cute little panda, and they can have a lot of fun with Little Pim.
Is that being taken advantage of? Are people using that?
Well, that's pretty new to us, so we haven't really got a lot of statistics on it yet, but I think once people discover it, it will get used more and more. And all of these things are very obvious on our database. So if you go to the library website, which is www.owatonna.info, you'll see all of these databases immediately. So.
.info, because lots of times you might think it would be Owatonna Public Library.
I know.
.com.
Or you can access it through the city as well, but it's owatonna.info.
And they have everything you need to know on your website. And do you have instructions for people who want to get more tech savvy to how to use the library with the equipment, with the computers?
We have a great database, and Renee Lowry has worked on it, and it's walks people through a lot of this process. We also plan in the future to have some more classes on using Kindles and iPads and
that's
things
what I
like
need.
that.
I want to get a Kindle Fire HD, so I need that. So if you're interested in all of this, all you need to do is to stop down at the Owatonna Public Library, and they'll be happy to fill you in on everything you need to know. So thank you, ladies, for being with us.
Thank you.
We are going to take this one last break, and when we come back, we do have some announcements to pass along, so don't go away.
Hi, Warren Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
Thank you for staying with us. We do have some announcements to pass along. Coming up tomorrow, we want to mention that the Advocates for Developmental Disabilities, or ADD, is having an autism spectrum workshop. Now, this is for anyone who has maybe parents of, or neighbors of, or teachers. Lots of good information will be provided. It's going to be held at St. Joseph's Church from 6 until 8 o'clock, and it is $5 charge at the door. Again, that is tomorrow. Also, coming up, the Mayo Clinic Women's Health Day is coming up on Saturday, September 28th. Registration and shopping, because they're going to have lots of interesting things for women, at 7:45. Program begins at 8:45 till 12:30. Tickets are $5 and are available for purchase at the 26th Street office. Again, that is coming up on Saturday, 28th, and they've always had a good turnout for that. Also, we do want to mention the Culture Fest for this year is coming up on the 28th. That's a Saturday, this Saturday at Wilson Elementary, 10:30 until 4:30. Lots of great events going on and lots of great foods. There's going to be music, dance, food, lots of arts, games, things for adults and children as well. So that is always a fun event. And the Owatonna Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Promotions Committee announces their 11th annual Harvest Fest. It's that time of year again to be held October 3rd through October 5th. The Hometown Harvest Festival will feature 3 days of great shopping values and many activities. The event is going to kick off on Thursday, October 3rd, with businesses open late and offering special harvest values, including a 3-day sidewalk sale with refreshments. And Saturday's activities begin in Central Park with the Farmers Market. Also, the sidewalk sale will continue downtown for your shopping pleasure, and the 4th annual Great Pumpkin Contest, sponsored by ProPet, is back. So bring your pumpkins to the band shell that are decorated, and there'll be prizes given out, and free pumpkin painting, also sponsored by ProPet and the OACCT. And new this year is the Walk to End Alzheimer's. The walk will start at Morehouse Park, Wojcinski Chalet at 350 School Street. So lots of things going on. We'll be talking more about the Culture Fest, and or not the Culture Fest, but the October Fest coming up in future programs. So that is it for our Monday program. We do thank you for staying with us. Coming up on Wednesday, we're going to have an update with the Owatonna School System with Peter Grant, Amy Ledoux, Mary Hawkins. And from the Fire Department, Mike Johnson's going to be along. And we thank you for being along. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. This is the Owatonna Today Show.